All right, let's head over to Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Bucks. This thing rocketed yesterday, guys. This was sitting 8. It is now sitting 10 at several shops, 9.5 at the ones that aren't at double digits, 46.5 is your total. Adam, we take a look at this. Look, it's probably the healthiest version of the Bucks we are going to get since, the first quarter of week 1. We know the Falcons, Kyle Pitts has been dealing with some stuff with all them. We know that the Falcons defense is bad. And this Bucks defense, despite the fact that they did kind of get beat up a little bit, is still going to be one of the top 10 units when it's all said and done in the NFL. So I got the 8. I love the Bucks in teasers. I have the Bucks in several teasers this week. The move all the way to double digits gets me a little bit a little scared here as to all this. What do you think of the 10 now that is the Bucks?
I think that's a play on Atlanta. If you're out of 10. And I think we need to respect this Atlanta offense a bit. Quotes coming out of the Bucks this week. If you were listening to some of what their co-defensive coordinator is saying, talking about it being a nightmare to scheme for what the Atlanta Falcons are doing in terms of formation. I'm not taking that to say, oh no, they're not going to be able to defend the Falcons. But I do think what it says is that we're not getting a mirage when it comes to the Atlanta Falcons offense. Now, I'm not naive to the fact that Cordero Patterson is out of this game and he makes a lot of what they do go. That being said, they still managed to run the football very effectively last week with 2 backup running backs. So Marcus Mariota was terrible last week and they beat Cleveland. So ultimately, I look at this offense and say, I think they're still live at, especially with double digits in their pocket against the Tampa offense that, yes, we started to see them last week finally be able to move the ball a little bit. But why did we see them move the ball a little bit? Because Todd Bowles had the run taken away from him. Todd Bowles is now being given the run back because he's not going to be chasing 14-3 early in the game. So Todd Bowles wants to run the football. We saw that through the first 3 weeks with Tampa. The reason they scored points last week wasn't because of the health. The reason they scored points was because they finally let Tom Brady throw the ball at the kind of rate that Tom Brady needs to throw the ball for this offense to get something done. So all that said, at 10, Atlanta is a play.
Steven, it's one of those, I'm not a spot guy, but listen, there's a lot of people who are going to say there's a get right spot for the Bucks. And I understand, look, coming back home, you're as healthy as you've been in a while. I understand all that. I just don't know if I can get there at 10. I mean, I think this now becomes more of a pass to me. I don't know if it's a Falcons play for me, but it certainly becomes more of a pass for me once we get to that double digits here, because again, while they are as healthy as they've been since the first quarter of week 1, we hadn't really seen this team, right? I mean, we hadn't really seen them. So I don't, we're just assuming they're going to click. We just assume it's going to be perfectly smooth because it's a Tom Brady offense, but we have no sample size of that. So I think this might be an evaluation week for me on this Bucks team.
Adam, did you hear Matt flexing his CLV right in our face? Yeah, I got these guys on the teaser leg earlier this week. Just like the Vegas weather, hot during the day and cool at night. Mr.
You know
Matt
how
Brown.
it is. I mean, he's not a Browns fan, but he does like to go to Cleveland.
Hey guys, let me tell you about this mansion I have out here built off of CLV. Yeah, let me tell you. No, it does. Yeah, it means absolutely nothing.
I think it's interesting. I mean, I was crossing this game off and moving on, and then Adam's opinion has me, right back to my penchant to betting the board here. So I am tempted, sir. You made a great point. You made a great point. I think the extra context I just want to add here is the summer opener on this one with what we thought of these two teams coming into the season was Bucks minus 10.5. So when we thought the Bucks were fully healthy, they should be 10.5. But that was also our prior opinion of Atlanta being a bottom 3 or 4 team in the NFL. So if you believe that the Falcons should be upgraded at this point, then there's logic would tell you there's maybe a bit of value in this number at 10. So I think that's interesting. They were a 10-point dog at the Rams when we all thought the Rams were in that second tier of NFL teams. Now I think we all agree they're probably not at this point, but I think we would agree that a healthy Tampa Bay is in that kind of second tier of teams behind the Chiefs and the Bills. So yeah, it's interesting. I think Adam makes a great point. If you're upgrading Atlanta, then 10 is an interesting number at this point.
I want to see what the Bucs look like. I think that also with the way that the NFC is shaping out, there might be some value on this Bucs squad here in the next week or so, because I don't think there's a dominant team outside of the Eagles. And so they might kind of get back into the picture here. And there's some pretty decent prices out there right now. So definitely keeping an eye on them evaluation week for me.